So when I start drawing and creating like a show or some kind of idea for a show, it always starts from an original place for me, and that's from sketching. I mean, that's what I started with. That's what it's kind of like a home base for me. In the development, process, everything's kind of just free and liberating, and it's really just you and your imagination having fun and seeing how far you can go with things and what makes you laugh. The process itself, it's not an easy one, but there's something really enjoyable about it, because I think in this stage of the development process, what's so great is that you can just have fun with it. There is no real stress.
It was just deadening what was happening in animation. And so I think with the freedom that came along with starting out with a channel who didn't know anything about how to do animation, there was nothing to stop the creative process at Nickelodeon.
But the thing, though, that Nickelodeon, where they did really, educate me anyway, was like the commitment to kids was like 200%.
Yes.
In fact, like a kid-first attitude at Nick.
I call them the 3 Ps. There's passion, patience, and persistence. You'll be passionate about what you do, patient, and wait for your opportunity, and be persistent. Don't ever stop. Just keep going, because if you're going to stop, no one else is going to keep you going except for you.
Where are things changing now? Well, I just got over working on, or I'm still doing it actually, a live action internet series that will be going on YouTube. It's just fascinating to me that that's an option now. The old places are, the old places where we were, that I grew up with are gone. There is no Saturday morning anymore. It's not clear where the future is going to take us, but there's all kinds of opportunities that didn't exist before. They're opening up, and people are trying to figure out how it's going to work.
You think about the shows that you watched when you were a kid and how much they meant to you. And I think about the fact that I have the opportunity to be part of children's memories. Part of what I'm doing gets to be part of their lives forever. It's the most amazing feeling to know that I get to do that.
We were both big, huge Ninja Turtles fans, growing up. So, we were into the comics mostly. We were probably a little too old for the cartoon, but I remember watching the first, the first run of the cartoon. Because there's just so many versions that existed before our version, you're always gonna have the fans, especially the older fans, that are like, oh, I like the 2003 version more, or I like the comic book more, but for the most part, I feel like it's been overwhelmingly positive.
I was talking to Kevin Eastman, one of the creators, since I was like 12. I would write him letters, or I used to call them up and ask them where the book was. It was so crazy. I mean, they would answer the phone. And then I've met him over the years because we have mutual friends, and I'm not just doing this because I need the gratification, and I need to respect the fan base, and I need to put my best foot forward for Turtles, for the future. But it's like, I gotta do it for Kevin.
Kevin Eastman, claims that this is like the best version of Turtles there's ever been. So, I mean, you're hearing from the master, that's such validation. That makes us want to keep working harder and harder and impress him even more, so.
I think my favorite thing is when somebody thinks your idea is just crazy. And it's you're onto something when you want to do something different than what's out there and have a point of view and have that vision.
So don't, when you're getting sort of that negative feedback, just let it roll off, and it's just not your time, or it's not a right match, and you just wait till you find the environment where you're meant to just shine and grow.
But as far as making it in the business, it's the first thing I say is I have no idea. I mean, it's just picking what's going to be a hit, what's going to get picked up, what's not is I don't know. It's just the hardest thing on earth to figure out. And so what I really would say to them is follow your passion. Stop and listen, and gather up the things you want to do and say it in the way you want to say it. That's the gift Nickelodeon gave to us.